Hello and welcome. We'll wait a couple of minutes while Instagram notifies everyone that we're here. We're going to talk a little bit about quantum physics today, which I know is quite intense. And I'm not a physicist. And so I'm going to break it down and keep it really simple. Now, I have studied physics for about 20 years, quantum physics, because I know that there are answers there that apply to everyday life. So we'll come back to that and talk more about that in just a minute. And as you'll notice, the topic today is called the study of the universe. We're going to get into that. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you feel like you're dealing with some great challenges in today's world? You probably do. Do you feel like that sometimes there's nothing you can do about it? Do you ever feel like that life is throwing you curveballs and you are just at the whim and the whimsy, maybe a victim of what life is throwing at you? Well, a lot of people feel that way in today's world. And so consequently, if you feel like that at all, if you answer yes to even one of those questions, much less several of them, then we're going to talk about how to get past that. Because I promise you that modern physics, the mysticism of the 21st century, in my opinion, tells you exactly how to not only survive in this world, but it tells you how to thrive. And you have to understand some key principles. So let's talk about studying the universe, because all the way back to Plato and earlier, it was known that when you study the universe, you study yourself. And I hope that makes sense to you, because you are part of the universe and the universe is part of you. We're all interconnected. Science tells us this. And so if you want to understand how your life works, how your business works, how your finances work, how your relationships work, then you have to understand how the universe works. And that's the old Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. The law of correspondence, it's called, which basically says if you want to know how your life and business and relationships work, then look at how the universe works, and it'll tell you, because the universe is full of repeating patterns. And I hope that makes sense to you. And fractal geometry and many other sciences tell us that that's true. The universe is full of repeating patterns. Now, let's get to our study of the universe real quickly. And obviously, we're not going to be able to cover a topic that deep in a quick live. But let me give you some things to play with and hopefully take some action upon. First of all, I want to quote Wolfgang Pauli. Now, Wolfgang Pauli was an award-winning physicist. In fact, he won the Nobel Prize. And he said, listen to this, the study of physics is the study of consciousness. Now, I want you to think about the implications. Now, why is that important? Because physics is the fundamental law of how this universe works. It's the science which tells us all the way down to the quantum level, the subatomic level, how the universe works. And if we understand that the law of correspondence, that life is repeating patterns, if we understand how quantum physics works, the subatomic level works, then we understand how the third dimension works. You follow me on this? Now, again, I'll keep it simple, and this is a deep topic, obviously, but Wolfgang Pauli, Nobel Prize winning physicist, not some hack, that's a technical term, but a Nobel Prize winning physicist said the study of physics is a study of consciousness. So if we understand that, and Mariah is with me, hopefully I said your name correctly, she's giving me a thumbs up, thank you for that. If we understand that physics is the fundamental foundation of how everything works. Your house, your car, your body, your business, your bank account. Everything is driven by the subatomic and is built upon the subatomic, the quantum physical domain. Are you with me? And so if we understand that, then if we understand how that domain works, we understand how this domain works. And I'm being repetitive because this is somewhat esoteric and it gets kind of challenging for some of us to put our mind around it. You know, I don't remember who it was that said, I think it was Erwin Schrödinger, who said, if you believe you understand quantum physics, you don't understand quantum physics. If you're not blown away, you don't really get quantum physics, because it's the mysticism of the 21st century. Quantum physics is now telling us things that the mystics have told us since antiquity. But I digress. Let's come back to the study of physics as a study of consciousness. Now, I want to also quote Erwin Schrödinger. Erwin Schrödinger, maybe you've heard of Schrödinger's cat. It's a very, very famous postulate and very, very famous experiment, mind experiment, thought experiment in physics. We won't talk about that today, but Erwin Schrödinger won the Nobel Prize as well. And I want to read this quote to make sure I get it absolutely correct. He said, the mind of man, listen to this, the mind of man and the mind of the universe are one. The number of minds in the universe is one. Now, that's mind-boggling. Am I right? The mind of man, your mind, mankind, male and female, and the mind of the universe are one. The number of minds in the universe are one. This is from a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, not a mystic, not some New Age guru, whatever that means, not some, personal development coach. This is a quantum physicist who won the Nobel Prize for proving things that had never been proven before. The mind of man and the mind of the universe are one. That's what we got from Schrödinger. Wolfgang Pauli, the study of physics is a study of consciousness. So now, let's put this together and let's study the universe. Because when you understand yourself, when you develop some level of personal power and ability over yourself, then you develop a corresponding power and ability over the universe. Do you follow me on that? Now, most people will never get their mind around this. Most people think it's about the current president, whoever that president, we have a current president right now, but whoever it might be or whatever country you're in, the person who's running the country, they think, oh, they're the one that's driving my results. No, not true. Most people think it's about the economy. What's the economy? It's causing my results. No, not true. Not according to quantum physics, not according to hardcore science, Nobel Prize winning science. It's your level of conscious awareness. It's how you use your mind. Because the mind of man and the mind of the universe, according to Schrödinger, are the same mind. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, stated, mind is the matrix of all matter. Mind is the matrix, the foundation, the creative point upon which it builds. Is the matrix, mind is the matrix of all matter. Right? And that mind is your mind. The mind of the universe and the mind of man are one. It's the same mind. And so when you wake up, when you become more educated, when you become more aware, and I'm not talking about, when I say educated, please, let's blow out the idea that you can do this by reading books. You can't. Let's blow out the idea that you can do this by just studying. You can't. And I'm not saying reading books and studying is not important. I read books every single day. And I've studied for every day of my entire life. And yet, the only true knowledge, the only true education is applied knowledge. Are you with me on this? The only true wisdom comes from experience. And The only way you get experience is through applied knowledge. By getting the information and awareness and applying it and getting the experience, and that brings wisdom. And as you do that and you develop more personal power, more awareness, more ability to control your emotions, oh, that's a big one, isn't it? More ability to control your focus, more ability to choose your feelings, then you have the same amount of corresponding power within the universe. You want to have better results in your business, your bank account, your body, your relationships, your finances, then you have to have better results inside. Why? Because mind is the matrix of all matter. Your body, your business, your bank account, your house, your car, all of it, your relationships, the matrix of all of that is mind. And when you change your mind, you change everything. And it's not just about your thoughts. Let me blow that one out too, because so many people say change your thinking, change your life. Not so fast. Not so fast. Because what modern neurosciences tells us now is that many feelings coming from the heart, many feelings are precognitive. What does that mean? It means that you have these emotions and feelings before you can ever think about them. And so if you have them before you can think about them, and they create a frequency, which they do, then you can't change your feelings and emotions in all cases. Some cases, yes, but not in all cases by your thought, by just changing your thinking. Now, I know this is a really complex topic, and hopefully it resonates with you. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that if you want to study the universe, which is today's topic, then you have to study yourself. And all the way back to Plato and Socrates had their students and Aristotle study the universe. Why? Because they recognized that when you study the universe, what are we talking about? Quantum physics, philosophy, biology, astronomy. When you study the universe and how it works, who are you really studying? Well, according to quantum physics, you're studying yourself. And when you figure out how you work, you figure out how the universe works. When you figure out how the universe works, you figure out how you work, because they work in tandem. Now, if this resonates with you, then we have a great opportunity coming up for you on May 13 through 15. And it's called Quantum Leap. It's called Quantum Leap because it's based on quantum physics. It's 3 days live on Zoom. And if this topic resonates with you, if these things that we're discussing here briefly make sense to you, then I'm going to invite you to come spend 3 days, invest actually 3 days with me and Bersabeh and a group of growth-minded individuals live on Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It runs from 9 to 5 on the 13th, 14th, 15th. And we'll get into more of these topics and not just cover them intellectually, but you'll actually practice. You'll get practices that I've studied decades to learn to release disempowering emotions, anger, fear, sadness, grief, guilt. You'll do time travel. You'll literally learn a strategy to put your intention into the future and to guarantee yourself that you're going to be in alignment with that. It's going to happen for you. And you remove all the blocks and barriers in that 3-day experience that keep that from happening. So you're an open conduit for universal energies, call it God, to come through. Now, I'm not going to belabor the point, but if it resonates with you, then just go to our bio here and click on the drop down, go to upcoming events and find Quantum Leap. It'll be one of the first ones up. It's May 13, 14, 15. It's about 3 weeks away. And you can reserve your seat. Just go to our bio, click on upcoming events, it'll take you right to the landing page, find Quantum Leap, and you can get all the details there. Much more details than what I can share in a quick live. But we would love to have you join us. We would love to support you. And it's time in this chaotic and turbulent time to study what's really going on in the universe and to study what's really going on inside of you and to learn how to take your power back. Because you don't have to be a victim. You were born to be a victor. God sent you here to be victorious. And the main reason you're here is to learn how to do that, to clean up, grow up, and wake up. I want to thank you for a couple of moments of your day. And just go to our bio, click the drop down, go to upcoming events, and I'll look forward to having you join us live May 13, 14, 15 at Quantum Leap. God bless you. Lots of love to you, and I'll talk with you really soon. Have a masterful day.